Hey, welcome back to a new episode of No Roots Cooking. Today we're going to make something super simple, super reliable ahead of the holidays. We're going to be making deviled eggs. Why did I pick deviled eggs? Because holidays are coming up, they're great, and there's a nostalgic element for me too, because growing up, whenever we would come back to the States, there was always a big family event, and whenever there was a family event, there was always a lot of food. On that food table somewhere was a plate of deviled eggs. I don't know who made them, but they were always there. I do have a lot of memories of my mom making deviled eggs. I've made deviled eggs every major holiday for as long as I can remember. So the cool thing about deviled eggs though is that once you get the basics down of just cooking your eggs right, getting that yolk to be yellow and vibrant and not gray and green, you can kind of go anywhere you want with it. People do seafood deviled eggs, traditional deviled eggs with just a little bit of relish and some mustard. Today I'm going to do bacon and pimento. But again, I'm going to show you how to get that yolk to be nice, yellow, and vibrant. Cook your eggs perfectly, super easy. And once you've got that base down, you do whatever you want with it. So let's go. No Roots Cooking, deviled eggs. Okay, so first things first. Eggs, right? I'm just going to use white eggs that I got from the grocery store. These are nothing fancy. These are just large white eggs. I do have chicken eggs from my chickens, but not everybody has access to them. And they're honestly a little more fragile and they take a little longer to cook. I get kind of inconsistent results, but you can steam them and get really consistent results. But anyway, since most people have white eggs from the grocery store, that's what I'm going to use. It's a super easy method. We take these, we're going to start them in a pot with cold water. We're going to let it boil. The moment it starts to boil, you just cut the heat off. Leave the pan on the burner and let it sit there uncovered for 13 minutes in the hot water. Some people say 14, 15. I think over 15 you're going to be getting a gray-green yolk, but 13 is the easiest way to do it. Carefully put these in your pot, fill it up with water. As soon as it starts to boil, turn it off and let it go for 13 minutes. I'll show you in just a minute how that all comes out and how good they're going to be. Okay, so while the eggs are over here getting ready to come up to a boil, I'm going to talk to you for just a second about very simple ingredients. I've got a bowl of ice water here. So as soon as those eggs are done, after 13 minutes, plunge them in the ice water so that it stops cooking. We don't want gray, green yolks. We want bright, perfect yellow yolks. Not that the gray or the green are actually bad for you, they just don't look as pretty, right? So that's what we're doing. Another basic ingredient is mayonnaise. You can use Miracle Whip if you want. I'm using Blue Plate Mayo because that's how we roll. Mustard, regular old yellow mustard. You can use dry mustard powder, nothing wrong with that. This is just super easy. And you only need maybe, really to your liking. Teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of this. So you don't need a lot. My newest weapon in deviled eggs is apple cider vinegar. You can use the raw stuff, you can use this cheapo stuff, it doesn't really matter. What it does is it gives your eggs a little bit of unexpected tang. And I'm talking a splash. I'm doing 3-4 eggs, I don't even, maybe half a teaspoon, but again, this is going to be to taste. So while you're mixing all of these things up, splash a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there. Mix it up really well, taste it, see if you want it tangier or not. Salt. Just regular old table salt. Not going to use kosher salt, not going to use sea salt, regular old table salt. Reason being, they're small bites. I don't want a big chunk of salt. I just want salt in there. And today I'm going to do mine with pimentos. Pimentos and, I forgot, the bacon that I cooked. I'm going to crumble that up into bacon bits. And these are pimentos, jarred pimentos. I'm just going to slice them up so that they fit onto the eggs. Not that hard. Bowl of ice water, mayonnaise and mustard and salt is really all you really need. Add some apple cider vinegar when you're feeling super sprightly. I'm topping them with bacon pimentos. Look online, you can find tons of recipes for seafood deviled eggs. I got a friend of mine, she does candied bacon, and I think she put jalapeno on them. They're unbelievable. Really, once you get it down, it's kind of whatever you like, whatever you want to put on there. Hell, do buffalo wing. deviled eggs. That will probably be pretty good. But anyway, these are the basic ingredients. When the eggs are ready, we'll be right back here to start assembling everything and putting it all together. And then we're going to eat them, of course. All right, see you in a sec. All right, so 13 minutes have gone by. Got our eggs, just pulled them off. They've been in the water for 13 minutes, not boiling, just hanging out in the hot water. Here, we're just going to plunge them into some ice water to stop the cooking so they don't overcook and get all gray and green and gross. The yolks, that is. Nothing fancy here, just don't stick your hand in some boiling water. Okay, so we're gonna let those hang out for just a minute. I mean, I'm talking 30, maybe 30 seconds, less than that. See, if this was a farm fresh chicken egg, I would have wrecked this thing already. But these store eggs, I guess they're pasteurized or whatever, but they're a lot tougher. Probably should have let it sit in that ice water just a little bit longer. And you can actually, if you want, once you get it going, just plunge it back in there. That'll get a little water between the shell, the membrane, and the actual egg white. That can help. But really what I should have done is just waited a little bit. So honestly, I don't even know who came up with deviled eggs, let alone do I know who made them all the time at my family get-togethers. I know my mom made them for us, but she never made them for the family things. I don't. But you know what I'm talking about? Everybody always had like that. You have that family get-together where you got a bunch of things laying around on a table, and there was always that aluminum tin or maybe the plate that's actually made for deviled eggs to keep them from rolling around. Somebody always had that job. I don't know who it was. I'll probably fast forward through some of this because it's not that exciting. Everybody has seen you peel an egg before. My son hates it because he says it stinks, and it does. It smells like sulfur, eggs. What are you gonna do? You know what? I think before I finish peeling all of these, we're gonna take a look at that one I just peeled, so we can take a look at the yolk. See this membrane here? You get a hold of this membrane. It's a membrane between the white and the shell. It will help you peel it a lot easier. And there are tricks you can look up online. Some people say put a little bit of vinegar in the water when it's boiling. Some people say put some baking soda. I've done both. I haven't noticed a dramatic difference. I think it's just patience, tenderness, and love and care. All right, I'm going to go ahead and slice this one so we can see what the yolk looks like. We're looking for a perfect, nice, yellow, not overcooked, not undercooked, not a gray yolk. Let's see how it came out. Ta-da! We've got beautifully done yellow yolks. They're not overdone, they're not underdone, they're beautiful. I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to go ahead and finish peeling the other one, and then we're going to assemble everything real quick. Okay, so we're on to phase 2 of our deviled eggs. What we got to do is just get our beautiful, perfectly done yolks into the bowl so that we can mix it with our ingredients here. And again, once you get the basics down, whatever you want. I mean, hell, even if you don't like deviled eggs, if you just like hard-boiled eggs done perfectly, 13 minutes in the water is going to get you perfect hard-boiled eggs, breakfast, snacks, whatever. You got to do this gently or you're going to break the whites. We don't want that after all of our work, right? I broke that one a little bit, but it'll be okay. So, first thing I want to do, I'm just going to mash this up into little bitty pieces. If you like yours a little chunkier, you can. I like it smoother. And I did learn, I used to make these traditionally with just some relish or dill pickle cut up and some mustard, and then I would pipe it out in a bag and all that stuff, and that's fine. But then the relish or the pickles always got stuck in the bag. It would shoot out of there. It was just more difficult than it really needs to be for what we're doing. Because all we're doing is making a nice, beautiful filling here. So, first ingredient, mayonnaise. And again, this is going to be to taste and to consistency, what you like. This is about, 2 tablespoons for 3 eggs, which makes half a dozen deviled eggs. And I should have used a different spoon. But that's all right. This will be okay, I think. All right, so again, it's to the consistency that you like. I like it good and runny and mushy. I don't like big chunks of yolk. That's just a personal preference. All right, get that mayonnaise all mixed in. Now I'm going to put in just a squirt of mustard here. I don't want to do too much because, yes, it's good, but I don't want it to overpower it. But this has vinegar in it. And then we're going to put just a sploosh, just a splash of apple cider vinegar to give it some tang. If you like tangy stuff, I mean, you could use lemon juice, but I think it's kind of weird. It's a little too acidic. Or too citrusy, I think. Not maybe acidic, but so there's our mustard mixed in. I'm talking like a sploosh. And you can always add more. You can't take out. Okay? So there's some salt. And we're going to taste it. And if we're all good to go, then we're going to put our beautiful eggs together here. I want just a little bit more apple cider vinegar. So that's maybe 1.5, maybe 1.5 teaspoons. But it could be whatever you want, whatever you and your family and your loved ones like. Maybe what they don't like. Introduce them to something new. Tell them to live a little. That is good. A lot of people like pepper. I love pepper. Normally I would put pepper in here. Since I'm putting these pimentos on it, which don't have a peppery flavor, I just didn't want to pepper, and sometimes pepper can take over, right? So here's how we're going to do this. I should have a prettier plate for you guys, but I think you'll get over it. So just take it and spoon it in there. It doesn't, if you want to put it in a Ziploc and pipe it out and make it beautiful, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you not to do that. You absolutely can. But I'm gonna eat that. If you were at my house, I wouldn't be licking the food in my fingers. Check it out. Just a little bit of pimento. And look how gorgeous. These deviled eggs, pimento and bacon. I'll do one more, then I'll make them pretty and we'll do a cutaway shot and come back. So again, not super complicated. Don't stress out with cooking. Cooking for me is a relaxation thing. I don't know why it stresses some people out. It's what you want it to be. If you mess up, who gives a shit? You just go back and try again. You learned something. You didn't ruin anything. As long as you don't make anybody sick, and you know what, you might sometime, but as long as you don't kill them, I guess you'll be all right. Check it out. Beautiful deviled egg, pimento and bacon. Here, I'll give you a little close up. Now, look at that. All right, I'll finish these up. We'll plate them up and we'll come back. All right, so I've given you a very easy way to make consistent, delicious deviled eggs. Go any way you want with these. I've done very simple bacon and pimentos. Give them a taste. Pretty damn sure they're gonna be good though. Yep, that's good. So, that apple cider vinegar though, definitely a go-to for me. And it matches really well with the pimentos. I think it'll be good with anything. But again, I mean, it's the taste, right? As long as you nail the basics, get these yolks yellow, not gray, not green, you go anywhere with it. Put them in a pan of regular cold water, start it, let it boil, turn it off, let it sit there for 13 minutes. You will always and forever get consistent, yellow, not overdone yolks for your deviled eggs. Or your